Hi there, I'm Clint and I work on the OpenZD project, and I'm going to show you something that I think is pretty cool. We call it ZSSH. ZSSH is basically a replacement for the SSH client, only it adds a zero trust aspect using a ZD network to enhance the security of SSH even more. It does that because your SSH server no longer needs to be put on the network. It could actually be taken entirely off of your network, and we'll see that happen here in just one second. Over here is a Linux machine. I run Windows as my daily driver, as you may have noticed from the command prompt in my ZSSH demo. But I do have a virtual machine where I run Ubuntu. Inside of this Ubuntu layer, I have configured SSH so that the listen address is for 127.0.0.1, not the normal 0.0.0.0 or all interfaces that it's normally configured for. This SSH server cannot respond to any request unless it comes from the 127.0.0.1 IP address. So we can see that right here above you, you see the host name, SG3UBU19. I'm going to try to SSH there. When I do that, you'll see port 22 is not allowed to be connected to. If I were to try that again, but use 127.0.0.1, you'll see I get a password prompt immediately, and now I am logged in to the same machine, effectively. You can see it's the same machine because the same machine's host name is here. I'm going to now echo I was here onto a file called I was with a Z here.txt. Now I can cat I was here, and then when I exit the shell, I can still cat I was here. Great. So now I've proved that this SSH server is only listening on 127.0.0.1. I've made a file called I was here, and now I'm going to try to SSH there from my Windows machine. SSH SG3UBU19. We'll of course see I can't do that. So I am going to go to the OpenZD incubator. I'm going to find the latest release, which has all the best bits, and I'm going to find this address, and I'm going to wget that file. So now you can see I have a ZSSH for Windows, and since I like to have that smaller, I'm going to move it so it's just zssh.exe, just like that. Now I'm going to try to ZSSH to, well, actually, as we saw before, when you SSH somewhere, you will SSH to a host name. When you ZSSH somewhere, you type the name of the identity which you are trying to dial. So in this case, since I have Windows as my normal machine and I have a Linux virtual machine, I called it Clint Linux VM. When I SSH there, I get access is denied. That's probably because this file is not allowed for me to execute it because it wgot it. And that was the problem. And now here I am. Now I have SSH'd into that machine. You can see now my host name has changed. It's that green again, and it says SG3UBU. So now I should be able to cat I was here.txt, and it says I was here. And I can remove I was here.txt, go back to that Linux virtual machine. I don't want to update my software. Cat it, and you can see the file is gone. And that's basically all there is to it. ZSSH, pretty neat stuff. Have a nice day.